gonna be one of those days. Things already not off to a good start. Can't help but notice the little guy just popped out of the pot, so you can't go that way. It's all in the flick of the wrist. This is already a little bit of an obstacle. Okay, I think we're in a good spot now. We were in a good spot.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your
Oh,
homework
that's
the day
loud.
before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home,
Wasn't even
and you
looking
have
and I
to go
managed to
back
get
after
that.
spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red, but it came up. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered
Oh,
that
joy,
they just
Jesus
returned to their
Christ.
original view, starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
He went through the whole dialogue about starting over, and we haven't really even gotten started yet. I'm stuck on the first tree. Just spamming. I could have done something, just like a little launch into position. Mate, what are you doing? It's a little bit of a learning curve here. I could see the hammer bending. Surely the very first tree isn't supposed to be this difficult. Just get myself in there. Yeah, the pot is full of water. Is he just sweating? Oh, I can go down. Ooh! It's got the hammer stuck on the wrong side. Okay. 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 There's definitely a little... You can get some good airtime. Spin, spin, spin. I might have figured something out. I have figured nothing out. Yes. We've successfully navigated over the big rock. I have a timer going. It's 5 minutes just for the big rock. Practice that little jump.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll
That was a
understand if
good
you
one.
have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Sometimes it looks like it's working until I get to like the very last part of the sequence and launch myself in the wrong direction. And down. Try to grab. What is the speed run at this currently sitting at? 1 minute 44 seconds. I think we can probably save a couple of seconds off our time. Hammer goes through some things, but then not everything, and not very consistently. Kind of hover off the ground. Click. No. It's a good play. Just gonna gently reach for the officer's weapon. No, gently reach for the oar. And slowly bring myself up. Yeah. Easy to get frustrated with something like this, but cooler heads will prevail. Nice. Nice and easy.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished product.
Okay, so we need to play Sexy Hiking. Oh. That was a little clutch maneuver right there. Thought that I would be struggling with the slanted house more. Can I go in the pipe? No, 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 no.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the... No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing.
He's making me paranoid. they're gonna throw a curveball at us. As if this wasn't already tricky enough. No, 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 no,
Oh, you
no,
just
no,
lost a
no.
lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
And they gotta go and rub some salt in the wound. Like, oh, you just fell down, you fucking idiot. Good job. But you know what? Now I know better. Now I have experience. I'm just gonna go fucking sicko mode on it. Okay, sicko mode hasn't worked so far. Just need a little jump and then to grab the rock. The hammer just got longer. I can. I know for a fact that this game is beatable because I've seen the end of it, but everything in between is just a mystery to me right now. Couldn't even go back if I wanted to, actually. We're trapped here. Give me the hammer down. The core strength is just incredible. Good launch. I keep just sending myself back down there. I don't even really know how I got over it properly the first time. Sometimes it looks like you can't reach something, and then you can. Sometimes you just starts doing this. Ow. Good lordy. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, I've got the hammer too far in. Saved it. Saved it.
Oof, sorry about that.
Narrator is not helping. Not helping the situation at all. It's a fine line between just doing things and having a plan. It's where the ore moved that time. Do the entire thing without the pot ever touching the ground. Touch down. Controls are reversed. And very sensitive. Oh. Okay. Through 100% skill and no amount of sheer luck, we are back.
Anyway, when you start sexy hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in sexy hiking is
Easy come, easy go. Cotton Eye Joe. This would be easier if the pot wasn't full of water. 100%. No, no, no. No, no, no. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of getting the hang of saving it as well. You just want the hammer, like, down at an angle. And pray to God you haven't launched yourself out too far. Easy if I can just... Ooh. Even the guy sounds frustrated. Ooh, no, 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 no.
Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
Back down to the ore. Back down to slightly below the ore. Back down to nothing. I legitimately understand how some people actually lost their goddamn minds playing this.
You can hit the escape key if you need to change the mouse sensitivity.
It's giving me tips now. That's not a good sign. It thinks the mouse sensitivity is too high for me. Maybe too low. You know what this game really needs? Some microtransactions. And upgrade the hammer. Skins for the pot. It's like a fucking cannon you can shoot yourself out of. I keep committing the exact same mistakes over and over again, and I'm not talking about it in the game. But also that too. Really seems like...
This thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down.
Oh, he's spitting now. He's bringing out the quotes, the big guns. Do need a certain amount of momentum, I think. If you stop, you hesitate, it's game over. To charge forward blindly. I love the antagonizing soundtrack. Okay, we're locking in on this one now. Everything before this was pre-locked, unlocked, just wide open. Actually banger of a soundtrack. So I want that there to give me the momentum to launch myself. Swing, swing, swing. Oh, disgusting. Such a gentle cat. And put myself down to get the hook, lift, and fall. Sometimes you just don't have anything good to hook into. Okay, so now this is changing things up a little bit because we have overhangs, and I'm gonna keep pushing myself off if I'm not careful. Can't quite reach that, so I need to go out. But now if I flick to the left, it'll launch me to the right. I think I just kind of want to not do that again. No, 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 no. Every time I try going forward, it sends me backwards. So I'm going to try going backwards. No, I'm not going to do that. No, no. Tempted fate by even saying, what was I doing? Locking in.
The soul would have no rainbow had the eyes no tears. John Vance Chase.
Jesus. Coffee cup. At least we're not the only one trapped down here now. The coffee cup has just made me realize that things can move, and I'm not really gonna know what can move until I see if it can move. Which means I'll probably try
the pain I feel now
grab
is
something,
the happiness I had before. That's the deal.
And it's just gonna move. I'm struggling with the most basic things. But aren't we all? Too far there. Nope, 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 nope. Could not be like any closer to falling down. Okay, didn't go all the way down like I expected. It's like trying to invest money into something. It goes up like a little bit, and then it rock bottoms out.
I feel within me
Rock
a
bottom.
peace above all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. William Shakespeare.
Just very wide, swingy circle. Really, actually do need the momentum of the last thing to get you over the next thing. No, 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 no. Why is he going the wrong way? Okay. Squeezed our way through that little gap by like jamming the entire length of the hammer in. And now he's like flip-flopping himself out of the gap instead of putting himself down. This seems like a good place because it's kind of hard just to fall straight down. It's kind of not grippy enough. I'm about to fall real bad. I'm about to fall real bad. It's such a sheer location. I do not have to reach. I think I just need to bunny hop this and then scramble. But my bunny hopping just ain't no good. Yeah, just scramble it. Scramble.
The obstacles in sexy hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault, as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something.
It's just slightly out of reach. The imaginary mountains thing goes very hard. You make something up to be this big thing, then when you're all the way up there and look down, you realize you have not come very far at all. But even if you do fall, You know better.
You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better. But this is not true. You're sure to be happy again, and knowing this, truly believing it, will make you less miserable now. Abraham Lincoln.
Not sure how I feel about that. Not good. Every failure and time that I fall down is simply a step on the road to success. The path to glory. Absolutely not a cope in any way at all. Such a nice sequence to get back up to the barrels if you can get the flow right. Or it's just the worst. Getting some serious sparks off the hammer.
Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Friedrich Nietzsche. Life is a mosaic of pleasure and pain. Grief is an interval between two moments of joy. Peace is the interlude between two wars. You have no rose without a thorn. The diligent picker will avoid the pricks and gather the flower. Satya Sai Baba.
I'm just wondering if there's a way to make this game harder. That's what I need right now. I need to swing an actual sledgehammer. Yeet. Okay, we are very back. Really gotta stop and just take it all in every now and again. Appreciate the progress that we've made. Enjoy the here and the now. We've made it this far. The hammer is just completely stuck. What if we didn't need to go any farther? What if we just stayed here happy with the garbage? No, it's a slippy one here now. Okay, we have a straight
When you're building a
vertical.
video game world,
Oh no.
You're building with ideas. And
We
that
have
can be like
some
working with
lights.
quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
You can kind of do like a funny little back and forth. At such a steep angle that it's a very precarious position. If I touch anything, I'll slide. Sliding slowly down into madness.
You've done this part before. You know it's possible. Just do what you did the first time.
He's telling me I've done this before. And he's saying it in a way that he's getting impatient for me to do it again. Okay. Not making things better for myself here. Yes, it is kind of like the vertical on these two rocks just bigger. I am about to lose it all. Got it back. I can do that. I can do the next bit.
Sorrow is my own yard, where the new grass flames as it has flamed often before, but not with the cold fire that closes round me this year. William Carlos Williams.
Oh, Mr. Orr, it's been so long. Our old friend. The coffee cup. I'm developing like a sense of premonition. I can see exactly what's going to happen before it even happens sometimes.
If you need to take a break, it's okay. I've saved your progress.
Easy come, easy go.
Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these. It might have been. John Greenleaf Whittier.
Yeah, I bet they put the hardest stuff at the start of the game on purpose. Ooh.
If you try to please audiences, uncritically accepting their tastes, it can only mean that you have no respect for them. Andrei Tarkovsky. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Ice-T.
It's turning into a struggle.
When to the sessions of sweet
Why
silent
did I do
thought,
that?
I summon up remembrance of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new, wail my dear time's waste. William Shakespeare's sonnet. Patience is the foundation of eternal peace. Make anger your enemy. Harm comes to those who know only victory and do not know defeat. Find fault with yourself and not with others. It's in falling short of your own goals that you'll surpass those who exceed theirs. Tokugawa Ieyasu.
I think the problem now is that I think I'm better at this than I actually am. This is exactly how I imagined the LeQuint Dickey Mining Company from Django Unchained. Even though it's probably worse. Gotta center myself. Oh, swing was a little too good there.
She smiled in defeat, with unconquerable eyes. Atticus.
See that shit? All the way to the bottom. That was a nice little bunny hop.
Your failure here is a metaphor. To learn for what, please resume climbing. Rob Dubbin.
It's the inside that I keep launching myself. Anytime I even like move the mouse slightly to the right. No, no, no. This is an incredibly pivotal section. No. No. It's okay. It's okay. Been here many a time before.
Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Ella Weaver Wilcock. Better by far that you should
No.
forget and smile than you should remember and be sad. Christina Rossetti.
This is some Dark Souls shit.
Something filled up my heart with nothing.
I didn't even
Someone told
fall
me not
that
to cry.
far and they're spitting
Now that
quotes
I'm
at me.
older, my heart's colder. I can see that it's a lie. The Arcade Fire.
I don't know if the kind of person who makes a game like this is more psychotic than the kind of person who plays a game like this, but it is a match made in heaven.
I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand
Purely did that
grains
to
of
myself that
golden
time.
Sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? Edgar Allan Poe. Can I see another's woe and not be in sorrow too? Can I see another's grief and not seek? William Blake.
I'm losing it on quite possibly the most basic stuff.
In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. Lewis Carroll.
Easy does it. Easy does it. Okay. I think we've run out of quotes about failure, so the guys just like play a song. This valley is awful.
Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. William Shakespeare, Measure for Measure.
I cannot see us getting over this anytime soon. No. That's always gonna slip. Feels like it's been so long since I've been up here. So long. Oh.
There are no regrets in life, just lessons. Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. I'm gonna take a little breather here. Way back up. It is just wall to wall. Go one way. Oh, go the other. Yeah. No, actually, I do not want to launch myself very much here at all. Okay, so we got more airtime there, but we did not gain a lot of height. We have a nice ledge with the girder we can grab. Okay, it's a little more than just wildly flinging it left to right. Get on this rock without sliding down. I'm gonna say no. Ready to go. Starting from the rock. Something happened there. I'm on the light. What? What are you doing? See, now this is a bad spot. Oh, it's on top of the light. I will just slip off the light though. It's not a very secure spot. It's happening again. I'm making things worse for myself. Oh, that was nice. That was just straight up the cliff. Oh. No. Oh, remember me, baby. Just remember me, baby. When I'm 6 feet of cold ground.
If I'm messing you up, you can mute me in the settings. Pain has an element of blank. It cannot recollect when it began, or if there were a day when it was not. It has no future but itself. Its infinite realms contain its past, enlightened to perceive new periods. Emily Dickinson. Oft expectation fails, and most oft where most it promises, and oft it hits where hope is coldest and despair most sith. William Shakespeare, All's Well That Ends Well.
Oh, okay. This little section right here is a tough nut to crack. I understand it, I just don't know how to do it. I'll just edit out most of this to make it look like I didn't have that much trouble. This was easy. I'm gonna get this in the first try. That was just smooth as butter. But okay. That tree is not gonna catch us if we go to the left.
For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean
Those are
they're
the
trash in
barrels
the
from
way that food
Half-Life.
becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context, and once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds.
Oh, he's spitting straight facts about AI-generated images turning into trash as soon as they're made. They're just made from old stuff, nothing new. Just stuff that's already past its prime. Good Lord. Let's not do that again.
Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music, B philosophy.
Oh, he is spitting now. To shimmy my way. Got it.
Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
There's a little bit of a gap there that is trickier than it looks to maneuver by.
Even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. And could you keep your heart in wonder at the daily miracles of your life, your pain would not seem less wondrous than your Khalil Gibran.
We have a lot of space here in case we do fall, but a little more would be nice.
The vertical wall here has a way of getting harder the more times you try it. I think anger makes you swing the hammer harder, and that can push you away from the...
Giving tips. Slow and steady does it. Yeah, that's so right. Do a big jump. That's supposed to happen. Unhook my hammer. Is there a floor here? Yes. But I can also climb along the ceiling if I wanted to. I'm so
There's 3D
incredibly
models of
paranoid.
breakfast. Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled.
Big looking gap. Where do we reckon that goes? If we don't make the jump. Is the first clean jump? Yeah.
Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of
I
sight.
made it. I had made it. And then I fumbled it. And then I continued to fumble it. Poor boy is a long way from home by barbecue bomb. Just need to remember what he said about the wall. Freaking out about it actually does make it harder, I think. Look at that. Okay. Could have been worse. Okay, I think I'm freaking out a bit too much again. Got a little worked up. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Okay, no. Slow and steady. I've never actually done this section intentionally.
This is the hour of lead, remembered if outlived, as
Just got
freezing
lucky the
persons
first time.
recollect the snow. First chill, then stupor, then the letting go. Emily Dickinson.
Look at him go. Definitely something to be said for practice making perfect.
I feel your pain. The pain in knowing this has happened.
That was a cool little maneuver,
The
but
pain in
also
knowing what more tears we've gained. But through all this, I feel your pain. Octavia Hawkins Richardson. I'm crushing your dreams and dashing your hopes. You're climbing a mountain with a hammer and no ropes.
put myself even farther back there to the very beginning area.
The mountain seems no more a soulless thing, but rather as a shape of ancient fear, in darkness and the winds of chaos born, amid the lordless heavens thundering, a presence crouched, enormous and austere, before whose feet the mighty waters mourn. George Sterling.
Keep getting my hammer stuck in very odd places, said the vicar to the nun. Okay. Stop messing around.
Whenever I climb, I'm followed by a dog called Ego. Friedrich Nietzsche.
Can't even do the beginning bit anymore. There's no point to where you were safe.
I'm gonna let you be for...
Please. This is just getting painful. I feel like this is going to be getting a part 2. Ooh. Fortunes can change on a dime. It's that easy. But sometimes it's also way harder. In fact, most of the time it's very hard. Still fun though. And no lunch. Well, you might not be getting tired, but I am. We're just having a lot of difficulty navigating the shaft, said the vicar to the nun. Just too tight in there. Jammed in there. The narrator has just been deathly silent for so long. Starting the slow descent back down. Right, I'm picking this up in part 2.